Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Petal Talk podcast. I am your host, Allison Crowder, and today we have a dear friend of mine on, Nicole.
Hi, welcome to Petal Talk, where skincare meets soul care.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, of course. I'm so glad that you're here. You're someone that I've wanted to have on for pretty much the whole time because I just adore you, and I think you have the most beautiful family and the most beautiful life. And I'm excited to know a little bit more about you and your journey because I don't know all of the details, and you're just a gem. So for those who maybe don't follow you, tell us a little bit about yourself quickly, who you are, what you do, what your life looks like, and then we'll dive into it.
Okay. Well, I'm Nicole. I'm 29 years old. I am currently a stay-at-home mom to two under two. I have two boys, pregnant with my third and last. I don't know the gender because I want to wait until birth. But before entering motherhood, I would consider myself like a creative. I love events, so my major is event management. I went to UCF, and I just worked in the corporate world. It's definitely not what I want to do when I get back into like my professional career. I love sports and like concerts, so I'm hoping whenever I do that, I'll enter that realm. But other than that, that's pretty much what I do, I guess, for fun. But entering motherhood, I discovered that I like content creation. So I now do a little bit of TikTok on the side as like a side hustle. And yeah, I mean, I find joy in it. And it's something that's for myself during this like motherhood season. So I like it.
She's being really modest when she's talking about this like TikTok thing on the side. It's like not really that much on the side, but like,
it's not
okay,
that big
sure.
a deal.
Okay, no, but it like is kind of a big deal. Like queen, okay. Yeah, no, it's like kind of a big deal. What, you are close to 100K?
I am, but it doesn't seem like that. I feel like
100,000 people is a ton of people.
Okay, yes. I need to take credit. I need to like give myself credit for that. But am I as consistent as I could be, or
you have
as
3
successful?
babies?
That is true.
You are doing your best, girl.
But it is like it's never something that I thought I would make like money from at all.
Sure.
That's not why I ever entered it. Does brand deals and like the money like. Is it nice? Of course.
Right,
but
right.
It's honestly just like the way that I was able to connect to other moms, because whenever
Absolutely.
I did enter motherhood, none of my friends were at that stage of life.
Totally.
Just now, someone within our friend group is
for
also
sure.
pregnant.
Yeah.
So I've been pregnant for the last 4 years, and I'm finally able to like go through it with someone.
Right.
So just having and like building that community on accident, honestly, just has helped me go through it.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I don't know how I would be mentally if I like didn't
sure.
have that outlet.
I'm sure.
So I'm very grateful for it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Miss Modest over here. No, it's very cool. Okay, it's very cool. She has these major slay brand deals. Okay, don't even. Okay, so let's go all the way back.
Okay.
When you were younger, what did you want to be when you grew up? Did you know you wanted to go to college? Did you know that you wanted to have babies? Did you always want to get married? What did that look like for you?
I would say the first job I remember wanting was being a teacher, which is surprising because I do not like public speaking like whatsoever. So, but I just remember like me always playing like teacher in my room and stuff. I always had a whiteboard, so I liked that. And then I've played sports like my whole entire life. So once I entered probably middle school, I really enjoyed playing soccer. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll go to college and like play soccer, and I don't know where that would take me, but like professionally, when it comes to like a career, once I entered high school, I just hosted so many different like type of like holiday parties and stuff.
So you did do that in school.
Yeah.
Like that's always been your jam.
I feel like my house was kind of the house to like have the holiday party at.
Yeah.
And I always kind of just made it or tried to go all out with things. I mean, even now, like with my kids' birthdays or just like random things, like I just like hosting. So.
One thing about Nicole, all the parties at her house, birthday parties, book club, whatever, it doesn't matter. Extremely cute, extremely detail oriented. Everyone has a name that is it a Cricut, that you're using your Cricut and you individually put all the letters on the book. Like it's so intentional. It's so sweet. And that is an art that you either have it or you don't, because it's not easy just whipping up a casual dinner party.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. It doesn't come easy to some. It doesn't come easy to me either. At least I don't think it does. But it's just something, like I said, like I feel like I'm a creative. I like to create things. So I feel like just like working my brain a little bit and it like coming together, and that kind of goes hand in hand with events. Like,
is your mom like that? Or like, or was anyone in your family growing up really crafty and
my mom
social?
is crafty. I would say she's definitely more crafty than my dad, but my dad is like good with like woodwork. We're just like the manly, like nails, hammer, tool,
yes, like he could build you like an arch or something.
He built my wedding arch. Like,
oh, that's beautiful.
So he built me cornhole boards. Like, it's
that's so fun.
He's definitely more in that.
Sure.
But my mom is definitely more artsy. So I guess like I'm a combination of both of them, really.
Yeah.
But
that's
it's just something that I like, seeing everything like come together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know, like especially having people in my life that appreciate it too. Like that also makes it a little better. But
right. So then in high school, you still play soccer?
Yes, I played high school all throughout.
Yeah, and then you decided to go to college.
Yes. And I did 2 years at like a community college, so I only really experienced a year and a half at UCF. So I never got like that full college experience, which truly probably is one of my biggest regrets, because I wish I did.
Yeah.
I met my now husband whenever I went off to college, because I went to the Orlando area.
Yeah.
And I don't regret that one bit, because obviously now I have like the family I've always wanted.
Right.
But yeah, experiencing more of just like the college life.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I didn't do any of that, right? I didn't go to like a formal college, and I don't necessarily like regret it, but there are a lot of times that I'm like, dang, that would have been so fun.
Yeah.
Like we talked about like Greek life. I would have killed it in like a Greek experience.
You really would.
I really would have. I never got to do that, you know?
Yeah. And I thought that I would have really enjoyed it as well. I just think with me I feel like I'm kind of antisocial, or just like whenever it comes to like me having to be like more out there, especially during rush week, like you kind of have to, you have to put yourself out there. So that was very different for me, and I think that's
what made you want to do that?
My sister experienced the sorority life, and she seemed to really enjoy it. So I think she probably kind of just like put that idea in my head, but she never like pressured it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want that to be a place where I have like a sisterhood, or like just, I don't know, a group of people.
Sure. A community.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it would have just helped the transition into a city I've never really lived in before.
Because you lived in Tampa? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
So I moved to Orlando from Tampa, and it's just new people. I literally knew, honestly, no one except for one of my childhood friends, but she, like, our schedules never really, like, lined up. So it was kind of hard. But I thought it was something that I was going to enjoy, but unfortunately it wasn't for me, and that's totally okay. Like, I'm proud of myself for like taking that step back and just focusing on my career, which I was just a busybody basically. Always doing a million things. Always. When you were in school, when did you and your husband meet? What year? You were like a junior? I think I was considered a junior when going to UCF, so I think literally that semester, to get my college experience, I always visited my best friend at UF.
Sure.
So on the weekends, I basically just like went up there for like every home game.
Sure.
And her roommate was his best friend. So he used to go up there for the home games as well. And then that's kind of just like two groups coming together, and then it just
You're like, he's cute.
Yeah. And like, I didn't go up there for just the games anymore, really. So once I graduated, I just made the decision to stay in the Orlando area, and then one thing led to another, and
Did you know when you guys first met that this was going to be your husband?
No. I did not really like him when I first met him. Like, not that anything was wrong with him, but like, I also was very new to like relationships. I did not date in high school. I just kind of like kept to myself. And so that being the first person that was really showing interest in me, it was something that I was like, oh, no.
It's a little overwhelming.
It is. It's very overwhelming. Because I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm just liking the attention that you're giving me, or I actually like you. So that was something that I had to figure out on my own time. And it was definitely like a back and forth for a little bit, but he just stayed like persistent, and it just
he's like, I love her.
Yeah,
I want her to be my wife.
Yeah. So one thing led to another, and I just I was like, okay, I'll take a chance. And
fine.
I'm happy I did.
Yes, it worked out. It worked out. What year did you get married?
2020.
Oh my gosh, you did?
2020.
The famous 2020. Okay, tell me about that. What was it like planning a wedding during all of that?
The most stressful thing
I'm
in my whole entire life.
So you get engaged in what? The end of 2018, 2019?
May of 2019. On Mother's Day, actually.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's cute. Okay, so you get engaged, and then...
So we planned our date in April of 2020. Okay. And, I mean...
Literally the worst time. April of 2020, everyone was maxed, not okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
Literally.
Yeah.
And so whenever we went on my bachelorette trip, which was in March... The world shut down a week after.
Shut up.
Yeah. So I don't remember when I decided to make this switch. I obviously was not in March, because I probably wouldn't have went on my bachelorette.
Where did you go?
Nashville. We did like a joint
so
one.
Fun.
Yeah, it was actually really fun having both parties.
I bet.
But yeah, it was a good time. But I don't remember when exactly I made the call of like, okay, I'm just gonna push it back.
Sure.
To like a different month, or maybe like a year. I truly wish I kept, we eloped. We decided to elope still on the date, because obviously we chose that wedding day for a reason. So we eloped then, and then decided to push our wedding celebration back to August of 2020, which I'm actually looking back now, I'm still surprised that I did that, and also people came, because I just feel like that whole year people were just very worrisome, and everything rightfully so.
Yes.
So, oh my gosh.
Sorry.
So yeah, we decided to just have our wedding celebration in August.
Did you tell people that you were eloping?
I think I did. Yeah.
It wasn't a secret though.
It wasn't a secret.
Because Justin and I almost eloped multiple times in 2020, and we were going to keep it a secret, because we were it was scary, right? We were like, okay, let's just elope. And then if something bad happens to either of us, we can handle it for each other, on the other side. Because we're thinking we're going to die all the time, right? And we're we don't have to tell anyone. We can still have a proper engagement and a proper wedding, a year or two later. But, for safety reasons, we should just be tied to each other just in case. Yeah. Obviously we didn't, but we talked about it for well over a year, once a week. Yeah. And I don't blame you for that. It's, and honestly, in hindsight, it's the way to go.
I know, and I honestly wish, so instead of having my wedding in August, because technically now, we kind of do celebrate, twice
as
in
you
the
should.
year, which is fine.
Yes.
But, we always celebrate, April, that's when, the next year of, I've been married 5 years this year.
Right.
But my dad considers, the August one, because, he actually, walked me down the aisle, which I love that.
Sure.
So it is kind of weird, but I kind of wish that I did do it secretly.
Sure.
And then had the wedding the next year, and then just kind of surprise type thing. But
I've seen that on TikTok. They have it a bit of time later, and it's this is actually our first anniversary, whatever, and it's that's cute.
Yeah, it is really cute. But I don't regret anything that we did, or just how it played out, because it was supposed to be like that, And we also bought our first home.
Right.
I think the week that the world shut down. So it's just it was all I had the wedding, I had us buying our first home, which is crazy to do all within a month, but whatever.
That's just how you get it done.
That's our life. Our life is just always chaotic. So
when you had your August wedding ceremony, what was that like planning it? Did everyone come? Did you do it outside?
So same location. Vendors were amazing. They were very flexible. I was able to find a date that everyone was able to still come together. My guest list went from 120 to 85, which in the moment I understood kind of sucked, but at the same time, paying per person for food,
honestly,
I'm
it's
okay.
Fine.
It really was. It was good.
Right.
It was fine. And I mean, the day was great. I think it was a little hot, but we're in Florida.
Sure.
It started to sprinkle during the ceremony a little bit, and then rain like during cocktail hour a little bit, but then it went away, and then we were able to get like all of our photos, and it was just like a great night.
Yeah,
the vibes were
good.
Good.
I love that. How quickly after you get married do you get pregnant?
Well, that was like a whole journey, I feel like.
Yeah, tell us.
So in 2020, I wanted to get off of birth control. I now looking, like trying to remember it all, I feel like I don't remember the exact time I got off of birth control, because I wanted my body to like regulate before like actually trying.
Were you taking a pill, or did you have an IUD?
I was, the pill. Yeah. So I do remember me getting this like random, now knowing it was a cyst. I had a cyst like on my face even at my wedding, and I think it's from just like all the stress that whole year brought you. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, like that's just kind of weird, because I've always had like a very clear face. Like I've never struggled with acne. You have beautiful skin. Thank you. You really do. And so when seeing that, I'm just like, okay, like that's kind of weird. And so probably I think October was like the month where my skin just completely broke out, and hormonal acne, cystic acne, like I just could not figure it out. Oh my gosh. I always reached out to like Alyssa. Sure. And because she's just a skin guru. And I'm like, what do I do? Like truly, what is going on with my face? I don't know what products to use or anything like that. So that's kind of like the first time that I've taken skincare like more seriously in my life. And just, I think it was just all my hormones getting off of birth control. How old were you at this time too? 25, 26.
Sure. So it's not like random, like teenager type acne. It's like adult acne at this point. Yeah.
And so fast forward, I'm able to like get that under control, or at least manage it a little bit. And we started trying for a kid in 2021. And it just like was not happening. I was diagnosed with PCOS because they did see the acne, but they never did any like ultrasound, just like more research. It was based off of just what I was telling them about like my face and just my hormones. So I don't know if I really was ever.
That's so interesting. Yeah. I wouldn't like look at you and think that you have that, because a lot of girls that have PCOS, they're very visible signs of it. Yeah. And I don't know if I would necessarily coin you with that, you know?
Yeah. And I don't, but I just took it. I'm just like, okay, an answer.
It's a doctor.
It's a doctor. Like it's an answer, and I'll just run with it. So I just kind of like try to think of it as like, okay, maybe this baby thing's not going to happen as easily as I thought. Sure. So I just kind of like let go and like let God. Yeah. And the month that I did that, I got a positive pregnancy test. That's so fun. And it was like the most surreal feeling.
Okay, did you take it alone, or did you take it with him?
I took it alone, because I mean, I took so many pregnancy tests beforehand. So it's just like, okay, like, is this just going to be another negative? Sure. Because my period has always been irregular. Sure. So I obviously didn't know the months before. Like, okay. Right. But I took it alone, and that night I told him. Yeah.
Were you freaking out?
Yeah, more excited. Sure. More of just like, okay, like this is actually happening. Yeah. Like we're entering this season that's literally going to change our lives forever. But I remember those days like clearly, even with my second, like I remember finding out, and then like whenever I tell my husband, or even like when I tell friends and stuff, it's just like,
you make it special. Yeah, what did you do for the first to tell him? Did you just tell him, or did you set up like a something?
I didn't set up anything, because I didn't have time to really like go to the store.
I need to tell you right now.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'll just do it like at nighttime. So I think my brother-in-law actually sent him a shirt. It was like a sports shirt. So I think I had him open it. Like I knew what it was. He didn't know what it was. So like he was opening the package, and I was like, oh, and then I have something else. And I had like the pregnancy test, like in my, like in my sleeve. Yeah. And he was so shocked. Like he was not expecting it at all. So that was really sweet. The second time we found out together, because I'm just like, okay, like I want to do this with you. Right. Which I kind of had a feeling that I was pregnant with this one. So we kind of knew a little bit, but no, I'm happy that I did it with him for the second one. And then for my third one, what did I do?
I think you took one together as well, no? I feel like I saw a video.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yes, because you like, I was like, I'm pretty sure. I'm like, I think I've seen it.
Yeah. We did like the whole like put the pregnancy test in the camera. Yeah. So I'm happy that we were able to do that.
That's
together.
sweet.
Yeah.
I always think about that, how sometimes these women know for like weeks and they order a hat and they order they source all these cute things. I'm like,
I could not do that. I would not be able to hold that secret that long.
I'm sorry. I'm immediately hysterically crying.
Yeah.
You need to come home right now, right? Like, I'm scared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about your first pregnancy. Tell me about how you felt, what was going on, what your labor was kind of like. Like, walk me through that whole season and how it was having no kids and being pregnant. And then, you know, obviously then for your second, you have a toddler.
Yeah.
And then you're pregnant. Like, what has all of that looked like?
I will say each time has been completely different.
Yeah.
So with my first pregnancy and even postpartum, like I feel like I was like on top of the world, like thriving.
Yeah.
I just felt like I just handled everything really well. I made sure like I put myself first, like going to the gym, just like making sure that I just felt really good. And I mean, that just helps me mentally as well. My labor was not the most fun, I would say.
Sure.
I was 38 weeks. My water broke. My labor was 16 hours. I was dilated at a 7 for like the longest time. So it like my dilation like wasn't progressing whenever I did get the epidural. So I was very nervous to have a C-section, which I mean, if I needed to have one, that's what was going to happen. But I truly like did not want to go that route. So I was trying everything in my power to like not do that. I pushed way earlier than I was supposed to like try to like maybe like move this process along, and all it did was just make me tired. Oh yeah. So whenever the baby did get there, everything was great. I mean, like I didn't tear, I didn't nice. I don't know. It was pretty positive other than the fact that it was just like long and tiring.
Yeah.
Postpartum was hard, I would say, when it comes to like the pain physically. So for the first 2 weeks, like I was so swollen down there. And I mean, granted, it's my first kid. Like, I'm sure that's probably happened to a lot of people. But other than that, like my baby was healthy. I was healthy. Like I really cannot complain at all. With my second, it was totally different. Yes, I was tired because I had a toddler, but I still felt really good. I did struggle with a lot of sciatic pain during this one, so I stopped going to the gym like a little bit earlier than I did with my first. But the labor, like 10 out of 10, I loved it. Like it was great. I think I was only in the hospital for a total of like 4 hours.
I was gonna say, like quick.
Yeah, it was very fast. And they broke my water, which I was very, very scared about, but honestly did not hurt at all.
I was gonna say, did it hurt?
No, I was expecting more pressure, but I'm just like, no, it was like they just went in there.
That's crazy.
And
there we go.
Right when they did that, then I started feeling contractions and I was ready to go. Like,
is it true that contractions just feel like period cramps? Like it's that same kind of feeling?
Yes, but like
so much worse.
So much worse. Yeah, like it's kind of comparative, but granted, I never had bad periods, so like I can't really like say, but the contractions, like I need something like counteracting it to really help. But I personally like the epidural. It definitely like makes
I'm an epidural fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not needed one, but I would take one if I would be offered one.
Getting it with the right doctor, it's perfectly fine. Like even though like people know that the needle's a little bit too long.
That's what I've heard.
But it really is not that
You got
bad.
the epidural with both babies.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm assuming will do that for the third.
Yes.
Okay, so how has this pregnancy then been a bit different than the other two? Because now you have 2 small babies. Both small babies still. Like obviously 3 or 4 and one is like, they're still small. Okay,
They're
so like what has that looked like this time around?
Well, going back before going back to the second, the transition from 1 to 2 is way harder, in my opinion, from 0 to 1.
Really?
I just felt like 0 to 1, you had all the time to like just relax with your baby and just, I don't know, like literally just like soak in it and be in that newborn bubble. But with 1 to 2, you obviously have that toddler to take care of.
Yeah.
And I thrive on routine, and it was very hard for me to be able to get into a routine and just to adjust in general. So, and I still feel like even now, like he's 1 year old, and I still feel like I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I can't adjust. But I think it's also because I am pregnant.
Right.
And this pregnancy this time around is just, I'm like, and I hate saying it because I feel guilty. Like,
sure.
I mean, I'm carrying a blessing in my body, but I'm just excited to not be pregnant anymore.
Right.
Like, I just physically and mentally very draining.
Yeah.
My toddler is about to be 3, and I feel like terrible 3s are happening instead of the terrible 2s. So that's also something I'm trying to navigate, because like my emotions are obviously different, like hormonal, like everything. And I'm also trying to like regulate his emotions and like be patient. And it has definitely been a challenge, and it's making me grow so much.
Yes.
But
I will say, you make it look so easy.
Well, I mean,
you do. Okay, let me also just give her a bit of credit as well. This girl be taking all the kids everywhere, strapping them to the front, strapping them to the back, in the strollers, backpacks on, at games, at hockey games, at events, which I love because
I didn't want to stop my life. No,
and I like love that. And I saw this thing the other day somewhere, and it was something, and you might know exactly the verbiage, but something about kids don't want to be like sat in the corner and like stimulated. They want to like contribute. They want to like be a part of it. And I think you guys do a really good job of that, of like, you contribute to this household too. You need to pick this up. You need to be whatever. Like, we all go together. And that's something that my husband's family did really well at too. He has 4 sisters, so there's 5 of them. All 5 went to all 5 of their sporting events and their cheer competitions and their soccer, hockey games, whatever, all of these things. And I think that's how your family really is too, of like, you have this thing, we're all going. He has this thing, we're all going. And I think that's very cool that you don't have to, and we'll get into this because I do want to touch on it on its own, but give up every element of your life just because you're having babies, right? These babies are coming into your life, right? And it's really inspiring. It really, really is. Yeah. You make it look so easy, really. And I know it's hard. I like know that, but even when I see your day in the life, so you running errands, and I'm like, I know she's so exhausted, but she's got one on the back, one in the cart. Let's roll. You just do it. Like, you have no choice. Somehow, like, your body just does it. And I don't know how. There's days where I like lay in bed, I'm just like, what the heck? Like, I just had the most exhausting day. But I mean, like, obviously I wouldn't change it for anything. Right. Yeah. So this time around, tell everyone how it's a bit different for you. I'm assuming you found out with the other 2 that they were boys pretty early on, and this time it's a little different. Yes. I definitely thought not finding out the gender until birth was going to be hard. Yeah. It's, like I said, I'm like a planner. Like, I want to know all these things. I want to have like the themed parties, like all of these fun things, but I don't know. I think the fact that I have 2 kids that I'm focusing on every single day helps so much, not thinking about like, oh, what is this baby, or just this pregnancy in general, which again makes me feel guilty because I'm like, I want to enjoy my last pregnancy, but unfortunately with me being so like mentally and physically just like drained, I'm not fully able to do that. But with that being said, it does just make the weeks go by so much faster. Like I said before this to you, like, I'm about to probably give birth in like 10 weeks. Like, so I'm 28 weeks, I think. So it's going to be here before I know it. But I just keep thinking of like that special moment of like my husband knowing what what we have before I do, and like him telling me, like, I'm very excited for that specific moment. That's so fun. Did you know that you wanted to have the babies always so close together? I did. I love the 2 year gap, but I don't know why we wanted our last 2 to be like back to back. I've always told myself that I wanted my kids, like, just be done with kids before I turn 30. Because I wanted to, like, thrive in my 30s and, like, find myself again and just, like, focus more on myself. And, I mean, I'm very, like, grateful that that's just kind of been the plan. Like, obviously you can't really plan this type of season in your life. But, I'm happy that it's been able to, like, play out how it has.
And yeah, I mean, it's been great, and I'm excited to knock this one out and turn 30 next year.
Yes. And let me tell you, when she's 30, guys, and she's back on the town, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be so fun to. I've only known you pregnant. Like, seriously. Yeah. Like, I've really
only met you the last 4 years, I've been pregnant.
Yes, like, ever since when I first met you, yeah, you were pregnant, and then you were not for a very brief amount of time, and now you are again. I'm like, yeah, let's go out. Let's go crazy in 4 months or something.
Yeah, I know. But having them back to back, I really, it's hard. It's going to be hard, and I talk to my husband about it all the time. Like, we know it's going to be hard on us for probably the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And then after that, like, it's just going to be worth it. Like, it's even worth it now, like, seeing my almost 3-year-old and my now 1-year-old, like, just interact with each other. Like, it's truly, like, the cutest thing ever. So I know that all of this, like, hard stuff is...
Absolutely.
It's
all temporary.
It is.
As cliche as it sounds, I'm sure that there is a time that you're going to be like, wow, I miss what it was like.
Yes.
All 3 babies in the same bed or whatever. Yeah. Because it does go by so fast.
And even, like, I'm trying to be in that mindset when it comes to, like, the really, like, tricky situations. Like, my toddler, for some reason, is just not wanting to go to sleep when we want him to go to sleep. He's a great sleeper. Like, once he's sleeping, he's sleeping.
Yeah.
But I just think he has FOMO, or, like, he just wants to be, like, near us. And, like, I don't know. And it sucks because at nighttime, that's our time. Like, it's finally the time that I'm able to just, like, sit in my bed and relax and, like, read my book or binge a TV show.
God forbid we want to scroll.
And, like, he just keeps coming into my room and saying, Mommy, I have to pee or whatever. And, like, great, thank you for letting me know that you have to go to the bathroom. But also, like, can you just stay in your room?
Please. I'm begging. I need 15 minutes of uninterrupted scrolling. Please. I'm begging. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I totally get that.
It's definitely a roller coaster. It's like a season you can't really explain, but it's like the best thing ever. Oh, also, the reason why I brought up the bathroom thing. Oh my God, no.
Nope.
What did you say before?
About how you probably don't ever get any alone time. Oh, you might miss this time.
Yes.
You want to like be with him.
And we get so frustrated that he's not able to like put himself back to sleep or like stay in his room and just like play with your toys or read yourself a book. And that's what we always say. Like, we don't like expect him to fall asleep immediately, but like he can fall asleep on his own independently. So I know that he's able to do that. But with us getting so frustrated about it, like my husband and I get frustrated all the time, but I'm like, I have to remind my husband a lot. I'm just like, there's going to come a time that he's not going to want us. And like, we have to kind of just breathe and just like be there for him. So if we do have to like lay in the bed with him for another 15 minutes or talk to him and repeat our answer to the one question he always asks us like all the time, like we just have to do that. And I think, I mean, just something like that is just so beautiful because it's like he's not going to be this little anymore. No. And it's,
And especially with, now you're about to have a third, even like size comparison between number 1 and number 3, right? Like, he's not a baby anymore. And it's like how quickly that changes. And I even look at, Jen Ryan with Zara. She'll be 4 months next week on Monday. It's so crazy to look at what she looked like and how she was
month by
right
month
out of the
hospital.
It's insane. And I tell them this all the time. I obviously get to see her, luckily, multiple times a week, like 3 or 4 times a week. And I'm very grateful for it. Honestly, more is good too. And I usually don't see them on Saturdays. So the last time I see Zara for the week, typically it's like on Thursday or Friday. Then I don't see her again until like Monday or Tuesday. Yeah. Those 4 days, I'm like,
they changed.
Oh, she's 12 now. Like, how did this happen? It's so crazy. And I've never understood why people are so passionate about like 10 weeks old, 28 weeks old or whatever, all these things. Cause I'm like, but now I so understand because the difference between a 2-week-old baby and a 6-week-old baby and a 20-week-old baby is so different.
Yeah.
And they just change so quickly and they grow so fast and they develop so quickly. And it's so, I mean, obviously you're so up close to it, but even with seeing Zara, a couple times a week, I'm like, this is going quick. Before we know it, she's a year.
Even being up close, like if I, let's just say, work all day, or I go away for like the night, or have a date night, or something, like you then like seeing your kid the next day, you're just like, okay, when did you learn that? Or like, where did you even learn that word? Or like,
who told you that?
It's so different. And even with my my second that just turned 1, like, I'm not even joking you, the day that he turned 1, he was totally different. Like, his personality changed so much. And even my parents said, we're just like, where did this come from? Like, he was just babbling so much more. And it is crazy, like, how much that they absorb and just learn and just change, like, in hours. So,
do you have any advice for moms in a similar position as you, or maybe they're about to have their first and they want to have babies kind of back to back too, or maybe they want to have a bigger family too, and they know that they kind of have the next 5 years or whatever to get pregnant? What advice do you have for them as they're about to enter like the thick of it?
Oh gosh, I would say give yourself grace.
Yes,
because it is the hardest but most like rewarding thing that you're ever going to do. Just really try to be as patient as you possibly can, because, well, first off, it's your first time being a parent, but it's also like their first time figuring out just everything.
Breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw this quote. I think it was something about like their meltdowns. Like they aren't having, what was it? It was really beautiful. It was just your perspective. Like, it's all about perspective. Like, yes, they're having a breakdown, but like they might just need you. Like and yes, it could be very tiring and like frustrating, but like we were saying before, we're never going to get this time back. So I would just cherish like as much as you possibly can. Don't stop living your life, because like they're just making your life sweeter and better. And I would just prepare as much as you possibly can, but I don't think anyone can be prepared with like what motherhood is going to bring you. I don't know. I just live it.
Just do your best, girl. We're all rooting for you.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for someone who wants to be like you and bring their babies really into their world, into their friend group? Like, what advice do you have for that confidence, or that, I don't know if confidence is the right word, but like, it's not easy, I'm sure, to be out as a young girl with your 2 small babies out in whatever kind of situation. Like, what advice do you have, or kind of words of wisdom do you have for that part of being a mom?
Yeah, I get, whenever I do post my like vlog videos, people always say like, I admire you for like bringing your kids out, or
everywhere.
Like, it's so hard. Like, I can't leave the house without like them like basically like having a meltdown. But we've been doing it from like day one, that I feel like they get used to that. Yeah. So I would say the more you do it, the more that they're going to get used to it. But just like for you personally, like being cooped up in the house for myself, like I can't do it. Like for my mental, like I would not be able to be as good of a mom as I am if I wasn't able to like leave the house, because like just getting that like sun hitting your skin or just something, it definitely helps you. But I would just try to, it's never a bad thing to be over prepared. I remember like always stuffing my diaper bag with like things that I probably don't need, but I mean, you don't know how your kid's going to react. So nowadays I'm just like, okay, I got one diaper, I'm good. Like, but
you're like, there might be a diaper in the back, tucked under the seat. I'm not sure,
but your confidence, the more you do it,
obviously
is going to help the kid, but it's also going to make you feel more confident in it as well.
Absolutely. So. Yeah. It's so cool. It's very, it is inspiring, because, you know, unfortunately there's so much negativity online about kind of motherhood in general, right? I'm always seeing, it's so hard, it's so scary, it's all these things, and it works, or it's scary. Like it definitely makes it look.
And I think social media heightens that.
Yeah.
It scares a lot of people.
I'm terrified, right? Like I really do feel like that. And I don't think I always was, but the more that I've seen in others, girlfriends of mine, I'm like, oh damn, I'm like, it's scary. It's hard in it. And there's so many variables, but I like having these conversations and hearing this end of the spectrum too, because it doesn't always have to be like that.
Yeah.
And I think you do a really good job. And Jenna was the same way about having a really strong, having strong mental fortitude of, I'm going to get through this.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be hard, but we have no other option. And like, this is our life.
And I think it's the mentality. Like a lot of my friends are just like, you make it look so easy, or just like, you never like get vulnerable when it comes to like the hard things. And it's just like, yeah, I think that's just my body naturally is just like always pushing down all of that and like not showing my emotional side, which I think becoming a mom, it's definitely like brought that out more.
Sure.
But also like, I think it's a mentality thing where if I'm not letting it like take over my mental, then like I'm gonna move forward. Like I'm gonna be able to move forward. And maybe that's not the healthiest, but I think that's just like what has gotten me through. And I think it coming to its surface more in like my third pregnancy, I think that's what's making this third pregnancy not as enjoyable, but it's just something that like, obviously I would have to probably go through at some point. Right. And I saw this person say, this TikTok, and it was just like, you might be scared to do something, or this might be like the scariest thing that you might encounter, but like, what if it's not? Like, what if it's like the most beautiful thing? And like,
I've seen that too.
And that's what, like, I know a lot of my friends are scared to get pregnant, or just like how they're going to be as a mother. And it's just like, but what if it like becomes the, like literally the best thing ever?
I see that all the time. And that hits so hard for me as well, because I think all the time, I'm scared. I have never really been someone who's wanted to have babies. And I see those things too, and people are like, what if this is actually like
your calling?
What you're meant to? And I'm like, oh my God, you're so right.
Yeah.
What if it is?
I know.
I guess we'll find out. I get nervous. It's so cool.
It's cool. It's scary. It's just like all of it. But I don't know, like I'm honored that like we get to do this.
Yeah.
Like it sucks to be a guy. Really. Like it's one of the best
You can't contribute much.
Yeah. It's one of the best things to like just experience, and like birth itself is just very euphoric.
Yes. I've heard it's like the closest, or it feels like so like out of this world, and not even like from a like ethereal, like it feels very like spiritual. People always say that they feel the closest to God. They feel like they're in like all of these things. And I think that's what's so beautiful is you are literally bringing a human being into this world. Like that is magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Point blank, period.
Yeah. And no one could ever explain or describe the feeling. Like I remember with my second birth, I was transitioning from an 8 to a 10, like dilation. And I have yet to like get the epidural, which I truly don't know if that's because I thought you weren't supposed to after a certain point. But I was going through these contractions as she was giving it to me. And like, you literally have to just like put yourself into like this whole other world. Yeah. And I feel like I will never forget that feeling. Like people are just like, oh, how do you not remember like the pain or whatever? Like I will never forget that point in that labor, because it was just like, I feel like I kind of like saw myself like going through it all. And it's just like, all you hear is just humming, and it's just the weirdest feeling.
You give me goosebumps.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
It's the weird. It was the weirdest feeling, but like that's where my body went like during that time. And then an hour later, like,
did you do any like hypno birthing or like breathing classes or anything? Like, are those real?
They're real, but I just
yeah.
I'm like, no, like I think I'm like, I knew what I would like my husband to.
Yeah, what did he do? What did he contribute to this? Yeah. What was he doing? Just sitting on the floor? Like, what was he? I want to know. What was he doing?
No, I definitely worked him a
Good,
lot.
as you should, queen. Yes.
Whenever going through a contraction, like I like to lean over and like sway. Yeah. So with him, to counteract that pain, like he would basically just, I mean, your hips are quite literally expanding. Yeah. So he would just kind of just massage like my lower back. My hip area, like I would tell him like literally
as hard as possible.
Squeeze my hips, like squeeze my shoulder, like hurt me so I don't think of this. But he was a champ. Like he's great. Like in the hospital, like postpartum, like he's like truly just like caught on.
I think he does a good job, obviously, just of what I've seen. He seems to be very present, right? I think that's not everyone gets that, right? And Ryan, I get to see that too with Jenna. the fathers that want to show up and they don't just want to have a wife and kids. They want to be active husbands and fathers.
Yes,
that's beautiful. And I think, you know, he understands their routines. You can go to book club for hours and hours and it's not like, what's going on, like freaking out all the time. And that's important.
Yeah. He definitely, I mean, ever since I've met him, he's always wanted to be a dad. And I think that's what
sweet.
like I've loved about him and what I've admired. But like entering just parenthood in general, like we obviously like have our faults and we like fall short in a lot of things. And I think, and this is on me as well, like I don't, and I think we might be getting into this, like finding myself like,
yes, I wanted to get into this. So this is perfect segue.
Yeah. So I feel like ever since being pregnant, I have put myself obviously like on the back burner. I definitely do not make time for myself like I should.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to just like, one, admit that, but also get back to what I used to be, which I will never be the person that I was before, but I don't really know like what I enjoy nowadays. Right. So I feel like we had this really deep conversation actually last week, where I just broke down and I was just like, I just don't know, like me, and like he gives me the option of like, leave it, like if you want to do something, just tell me, like I've never told you to like not do something. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but what do I do? Like I literally, like, to have time to myself or just do something that I enjoy, I don't know what I want to do. Like it's just, that's why like I'm excited to just like not be pregnant anymore, because I'm able to like maybe find my style or just like gain confidence in like so many different areas of my life that I know that I don't have right now. So it's just, it's very hard and it's scary. And I know that could probably sound scary for people that haven't even entered that season of life, but like it has been really challenging. So for my husband, and I remind him all the time, and I talk about it like with my friends, like the guy's life doesn't change,
at all,
really,
literally
like,
at all.
Yes, you now have someone to take care of and like provide for, but when it comes to like your day to day, like he quite literally has a break.
He gets to go to work
from 9 to 5.
Yes,
like and he works from home, but like he has a door that's
the door shut. No one goes in there,
and I'm like, I literally have a job from like the moment I wake up to like the moment I fall asleep. Even if you're there helping, because they don't always want you. Like I'm then cooking or whatever. Like, and sometimes, and I know that he knows that. I'm not discrediting him at all, because like he is like such an amazing man. But sometimes men can be, it's
different for them.
Can just be a little dumb.
They miss.
Know? Like
they miss.
And like. And and it's totally fine to be able to like reel them back in, because like they just might not think of it. Like they think totally different than us women. So it's okay to like be able to like have that communication, and you should be able to have that communication. And I've had that with him like since the day I've met him. Like I'm very thankful for like the communication that we do have, because if we didn't, I truly like don't know how our relationship would be. So just being able to talk to your partner about that, it does help you. And he now like was reminded that like, okay, like you do go through so much more than like I do. And like you do handle so much more, and feeling like just everything postpartum,
even just physically. Like you're physically either breastfeeding or pumping or even just being pregnant. Like it's all the time. Like it's a lot. It's that on its own is a job. And so that plus your mental, that plus the other 2 children, right? Like it's a lot. Plus then like he wants attention, and then your friends want attention, and then your family wants attention. And it's like, hi, there's only one of me. And I literally don't have enough energy, minutes in the day. I'm sorry, like I'm not coming to this. I just can't, right? And
that's my issue though, because it's just like I don't want to cancel on like any plans, because that's actually time that for myself to be able to like enjoy something. Granted, there has been so many times where I've taken like the short end of the stick and said like, okay, I want you to go to like represent our family, and like I'll stay home with the kids and stuff. Like I've missed a lot of my like friends things for that, but it's also like, would I even be like mentally fine or like even fully like enjoying it, because I just feel like I'm not the person I used
you
to
got
be.
kids at home.
Like,
you have other responsibilities.
There's just other things that like it's just filling my brain, I guess, at the moment. So I don't know. I'm definitely in this season of wanting and like trying to do more for myself, but I mean, that season's gonna come, and that's what I have to tell myself. I'm like, it's just not that specific season yet. But that doesn't mean that you can't make time for yourself. Right. So it's just something that's hard for me to do.
Do you have any ideas postpartum? I know you mentioned like finding your style. Do you have any other kind of corners of the world that you want to look into? Like any other new hobbies, or like what that you're kind of have sparked an interest?
I don't know. I don't know. I really, over the past year, have just thought more of like my professional career.
Sure. Yeah.
Which I don't really want to put my kids in daycare because it's just so expensive.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Now you have 3, and they have different time schedules, and then one day they're all going to be in school, and it's going to all be different. Like, it's a lot. It
is a lot, but I also like the way that I parent and like raise my kids. Like I feel like I've done like a really good job with.
You have. They're excellent children. And they're very well behaved, and they're adorable and beautiful. Yes, you've done a great job.
So I just want to continue that, but at the same time, like with my mental just not being like where I want it to be. Like, okay, maybe finding my passion and like my career and stuff can just like really help me like just get back to like myself, or just finding myself again. So I've been thinking a lot more into like my professional career. I want to continue to travel, because traveling and concerts, just like that's what I've always loved to do. So I definitely want to make sure that like I'm doing that again, and traveling does not need to stop when you have a kid. Absolutely. And we've continued to travel, but like as we're obviously like having more kids, financially, like it is harder. And by no means are we struggling financially, but it's just not something that
you can't just pick up and go. It's not just the 2 of you. Now there's gonna be 5 of you. That's a whole different
going
type
up
of
to
car.
Dinner, it's gonna be
totally.
It's not gonna be $30.
Totally, it's $30 per person, and we have a bigger car with more car seats, and we need multiple booster seats. Yeah, totally. And now you guys are outnumbered.
Yeah, which is
now
scary.
You don't have enough arms for all of the children.
There's always going to be one person that has 2 kids. And it's just like,
you are going to be the one that has the 2 kids.
God, I hope not. Like, I just want like the night routine to just be with the newborn, and like,
so like you get to take the older ones.
Just go entertain them.
Yeah,
which will honestly probably happen because he does like whenever he does get off of work, it is like both of them just want him. Like,
I'm sure
all the time.
Well, it makes him like the fun parent, right? Because you get to yell at them all day, and then he's like, "Daddy's home."
Thankfully, I hope I'm still considered like fun.
Sure,
but he does also like enforce,
right?
Because he knows like how. I mean, just how I parent and everything like that. So thankfully, he doesn't make me seem like
right.
But I will say he is way more fun and like goofy, and they really do enjoy him.
And he's just like the best too, just in general. So it's like, of course that's how I feel even with this one. Like Jenna and Zara all day. Jenna's trying to put Zara down all day. She's like, please go to bed, please take a nap. Like, I'm begging. The second Ryan holds her, falls asleep, I'm like, you're so annoying for that. He's smiling. It's so annoying. I'm like, can you just let Jenna have one time to like handle it? No, he's like, I'll take her. I'm like, put her down, okay? Put her down. I totally get it. Okay, so in talking about finding yourself and finding work again, tell me a little bit about why you started posting on TikTok, and did that stem from wanting like mommy connection, right? Because I follow, the big girls, the big mommy girls, Emily, Avery, like all of these girls, and a lot of them have similar stories. And they had a baby, they were freshly postpartum, they wanted to find this connection and create this community, which is something you've always been passionate about. Is that a similar story as to you, or why did you start, and what helped you kind of gain success? And talk to me a little bit about that.
Okay, so I don't remember when exactly. I think it actually was the end of 2020. I just started posting. I'm just like, okay, like I'm just gonna go into this app and just see what happens.
So different back then.
It really was. And so I knew that whenever I did get pregnant, or like trying to get pregnant, I wanted to share that journey. But like I said earlier, like none of my friends were pregnant. None of my friends were entering that season of life at all. So I just kind of like felt very alone in it. And it's like, yeah, I can talk to my friends about it, which I did. Yeah. But like, do they truly understand? Yeah, they don't. They did not truly understand it. So me being able to just like post, and I was like raw and real. Like I feel like I was very goofy whenever I first started posting, which people kind of like that. And like I was always raw and real about it, but I always made like light of the situation. Like I was not very serious like on my TikTok. And I think that's what kind of like gained a lot of moms, because motherhood can be fun. Motherhood can be like enjoyable and funny, and just, I mean, you go through a lot of stuff, like a lot of vulnerable things too. And just being out there, because like some people might not even want to talk about it, but then like seeing someone that posts something so like
I so relate,
so TMI, they're like, okay, like I can relate to you on that. Totally. So I decided to start a series, Countdown to Baby, with my first. And so every single day I made sure there was like one dedicated video specific to like motherhood or just like my pregnancy. And it was just like a fun way of like bringing whoever like wanted to follow me or wanted to be in that community along with my pregnancy. So like they were excited. They ended up being excited too about like me getting closer to give birth, which just still to this day is very weird that like people are so like invested in someone's life, or like, oh my God, like I remember when you had Colson or whatever. And I'm just like I've 3 people, which obviously is not a lot, like but 3 people have come up to me and was like, oh, like I watch your content, like
that's
thank you so much. And I like go black and I'm like, what? Like
similar. I had a girl, this happened to me twice. I've had one at the smoothie shop down the way and then one at the hair salon right next door. 2 random girls that were like, oh my God, I watched the podcast. I said, what podcast? Mine? Like, I'm like, that's insane.
You
2
like
separate times. I'm like, the one girl that's smoothie shop, she's like, Allison. I'm like, how do you know my name? She's like, oh, I'm like, that's crazy.
And it's very weird because it's just like I'm literally putting my life, and also my kids, which I know a lot of people have like their opinions about. It is weird like doing that, but it's just even more weird like when people do come up to me. It's just like, oh, like I love watching you and your kids and stuff, and it's I love it. But it is very weird because like I'm not very social, so I don't know how to have a conversation with you. Like but I don't know, just being able to like build that community. Like I was able to reach 10K like doing, and I solely think it was because of that series that like gained so much traction. I was able to gain 10K followers in a month.
Damn.
And
that's pretty fast.
And so like I kind of like realized that, and like the algorithm, and I knew what times and like how many videos that probably did best and like made me just like stay and like be introduced to like new people. So I just continued that. And like I said, I didn't start that at all to like get paid or like be
like a job.
Yeah.
Just
like
fun.
To be anything. It was literally like simply just, it was fun to be creative and like have something for myself to do and also build this community of moms that like I just didn't have in my actual personal life. So I don't really know how the jump from like 10 to like where I'm at like all happened, but I think it's just people enjoy the consistency. Like consistency is definitely key. Like there's been times definitely over the past like year that I specifically, I think it started whenever I was adjusting to life with 2. I was starting to take a lot of breaks, and you saw that in my views. Like my views are not where they used to be in the beginning, which I'm totally fine with because I'm not posting for the views. Like I'm just posting for my enjoyment and like just to connect with other moms. But like you definitely see in the content that you make that like what people actually like, and they like consistency. Like they like knowing that they're going to get like a morning vlog or like a get ready with me, or like,
do you have any advice for multiple posts in a day? Like, or what does your kind of schedule look like? Like in an ideal day, you're posting a full day of like legit content. What does your schedule kind of look like?
I remember whenever I like to post every 2 hours. Like that's kind of what I strive for. And
that's
I remember,
crazy. That's so much.
It's a lot, like especially taking care of a kid, because I don't want to. I really don't want to be on my phone. When I'm around my kids, but sometimes I will have to do that. But thankfully my kids are very good at independently playing. So like
They
I
are.
try to take take advantage of that, and like
they're
try
extremely
to just,
independent. I was talking to Alyssa the other day about how you taught them to bottle feed themselves at like such an early age with this blanket. We're having Zara do that. I'm like, Zara, get the blanket, girl.
It's
My
a
arm's
game
getting
changer.
sore.
I'm like, if I can have 10 minutes to like clean the dishes or just do something,
it's crazy.
It is a game changer.
We've been having her do that sometimes,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yep, this is what we're doing. And Alyssa was one that said, well, Nicole, she takes this blanket, she folds it. I'm like, yes, ma'am, that's what we're doing.
With my first, I don't remember when I started that. I think it was like, I think he was holding his bottle like 3 months. It was super early.
Yeah, Zara's pretty much
with
doing that too.
With my second, I'm like, the first day, I'm like, you're propped up.
You're like, this is what you gotta do. Sorry.
Yeah, like, I need to go pump. Like, I need to just
There
do
is something really beautiful though about that independence, because then you don't. It teaches. It's good for them too. Like they need to know that that's just not how life works. I'm sorry. Like you're not going to do that for them their whole life. So it's a good. The truth about society.
It's not gonna hurt.
You gotta
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. So prop them up with the bottles. Go post your TikTok. Life is good. Yes.
Yeah. So I do. So I strive for every 2 hours to post. And whenever I was very, very consistent, I would probably do either my first video is going to be like a get ready with me because I like waking up before, or I should be waking up before my kids.
At one point
right now, it's not happening. Or actually, no, I'm lying. I wake up an hour early, but my toddler likes to wake up an hour early.
Yeah,
and he's really supposed to.
Does.
So he joins me.
Of course, yes.
But I try to get myself ready for the day, like before them. So if anything, it could be like a get ready with me, or it can just simply be like me doing my makeup with like a fun trending sound, like just something that's being posted. So it could be that, but I do like to do like a morning vlog. Either it's me like doing a voiceover or like morning sounds, like because my kids are now getting older and like having conversations with me. Like
so cute.
Sometimes I capture like the most random, outlandish things, but it's honestly the best. So I do like the morning sound video. So that would either be like my first or second post that I do. A lot of something that always was like gaining traction was like a spend a nap with me. So like whenever I did put my kid down for a nap, I would just take them through like me doing like the laundry or like cleaning or just like doing random things around the house, because some people literally just like take a nap, which is perfectly fine. And I would highly recommend that if you need,
like, that sounds nice.
But me being crazy, I'm just like, I don't want to, like, I want to try to do as much as I can, like while they're napping. So, and now having two, one of them might be up while the other one's napping. So it's just gonna look different. And a lot of people, and I've seen it, like they don't want to see like the like materialistic type things. Like they just literally want to see like a normal mom,
absolutely,
and like what she does.
Yeah.
So I try to be as authentic and as I possibly can, like doing those. So I would do like the spend my nap with me. I try not to leave the house as much because like I am a very frugal person when it comes to like money. Yeah. So if I did do like an errands vlog, like I would definitely bring them along with that. And that's where a lot of people kind of just like get inspired of being able to like go out with their kid and stuff like that. If I know with my first pregnancy, I always did like baby-led weaning, like food recipes that cater to kids.
I love watching what these babies eat. I love
what
those.
They eat in a day.
Yes,
like,
I'm like, that's so
me.
interesting. Yeah. Or like one thing about me, I love watching the baby NutriBullet, like blending your own baby's food. There's something so fascinating about it. And Jenna got one for her baby shower. Said, I will be coming over and help making you blend baby food.
A lot of people enjoy it. Like I made sure I did it more with my first because it was my first time obviously experiencing it as well. So like whenever he was starting purees, like I always shared that and like what foods that I started with. So like that kind of became
it's so educational. It's so important to have that perspective.
Don't even know what to feed their kid or like what route they should take. So some people just go immediately at 6 months like starting solids. Yeah. And so I introduced like what recipes and like what foods I was making and like giving my kid. So like that kind of became a series. And then eventually it comes to like them being almost a year old and like transitioning off of formula to whole milk. So it's just like I made that a series, and then like a sippy cup, trying to figure out what cup that they like. Like it's just all, it sounds so silly, but it's literally just like what a mom goes
that's
through.
Life,
and that's
though.
what
Yes.
people enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there is connection in community in that, right? And like, I obviously don't have children, you know, but Jen and I talk about these same things, and I just use her as an example because I'm so close in that. But there, I mean, every day I'm learning something. Like we talked about, every day I'm learning something about either her body or Zara's body or just in general or gadgets or all of these things. And it's like, I can't believe this is your brain now for the rest of your life. Like it is for the rest of your life, and it's beautiful, obviously, but I want to know as much as I can up front, right? Like I want to learn.
It never hurts to be like prepared for whenever that season like comes.
That blanket thing seriously has changed my life. I'm like, oh, I'm telling all my mommy friends this. I'm like, do you know what you can do? Because I've seen it and it works. It's like life changing. Because even if it buys you 10 minutes, even if that means you get to like go to the bathroom alone for a second, right? Or whatever.
Which it's not going to happen.
No, never.
Like
but
my husband went.
Thank God.
The other day, he got off of work. He goes to the bathroom and locks the door. I'm like, why don't I do that? Like,
yeah, right?
I haven't done that.
Like, that's crazy. It's must be nice.
I'm like, okay. I'll take that next time. But
next time I'm putting them all with you. Yeah. I'm going for 45 minutes. I'm sorry. I need to do something alone.
Seriously, though. Yes. But like, and people wonder, like, why are you losing yourself? It's because there's so much that goes into it. And it's like, I'm doing all these things.
Yes.
So it is definitely a journey.
It is definitely a journey. But do you have any advice for someone who, in talking about like things or gadgets, any like must-have baby items or like must-have toddler items that you feel like are a major win in your book?
I feel like I want to say a lot, but at the same time, like you do not need a lot. Like like I said earlier, like I'm very frugal with just like my money and like what I own and have around my house. So like when it's
beautiful, honestly, it's beautiful. When I go to your house and I see that everything, they don't need 1,000 toys. I'm sorry, hot take. And when I see that they can all be in one basket, I'm like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Because your house looks like a house with children things, and it's not grossly overwhelming.
If the basket's overflowing,
you have a problem. You don't need that many. I'm sorry. I don't have toys, okay? And you don't need them either. You know?
No, they really don't. Like and the great thing about it is like, okay, if you do have a lot of toys, one, they're not going to play with all of them. Right. So like toy rotation is key. I feel like that also helped with like the independence and stuff. But I would say for like a first time mom, if there was something, I love my Hatch sound machine. Like that's one that I really enjoy. It's on the phone.
Yep. I have a Hatch alarm clock.
Yeah.
It's life changing. Yeah. Seriously.
It's great.
Yes.
So a Hatch sound machine or any type of sound machine. So a sound machine,
but the Hatch is elite.
Monitor. Yeah.
The Hatch really is.
And I like the Nanit baby monitor. Okay. I feel like that one's really good. It's hard because it's just like, okay, like what sick items are like must-haves? Sure. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different categories that it's just like, okay, yes, that's a must-have. Personally, and this might be a hot take, I don't like bottle warmers. I don't like wipe warmers. Like, I feel like those are transitions that are needing to be needing to happen.
The wipe warmer is a lot. The wipe warmer is unnecessary.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. But like, if you want it, go ahead.
Go
like,
crazy,
it's not. There's been times where I know that I'm putting a very cold wipe on my baby's butt, and he's not happy. Yeah, but also. He didn't know any different. Yeah. Like, he doesn't know what a warm wipe is or, like, what warm milk is. And even though I have, which this could also be another convenient item to have, is the baby Brezza. It's basically, like, a Keurig for formula.
And you, like, slide it over, and it kind of comes out?
No, like, you literally put it... Like, it's like a Keurig.
Oh, really?
You literally put the bottle in there, and you press make, and it dispenses.
Oh, that is so nice.
It already, made. Great for nighttime.
Oh, yeah, that's excellent.
Like,
get that.
Yeah, it is nice. It's expensive, but you're paying for the convenience. Yeah. So I would highly recommend it, but I don't know. Like, there's just some things that you want to splurge on, and there's other things that just are not needed.
Do you think the snoo is worth it?
No, I've never owned that.
Yeah, I see that all the time on
what I have is a pack and play, and that's what my newborn sleeps in because I like the fact that it has like the changing table.
Yes.
Like, so during postpartum, it's literally just
so
like,
easy.
Okay, put you here, I change you, and they're safe. obviously there's things that are going to like rock your kid to sleep and everything like that. I personally didn't want my kid to be dependent on that.
Yeah.
And that's where like sleep training sometimes happen. It works for some, it might not work for you.
Sure.
But it's just different practices. And I think that's what you kind of have to figure out, is just what style of like parenting and everything that you're wanting, and then kind of just like go to that. But there is just so many baby products that's just
so many.
It's just a lot. It's
so
very
overwhelming. Yes, especially obviously I don't have any babies, but even like when I go to baby showers or little kids' birthdays, I'm like, money. You want money? Yeah. Money's great because this means nothing to me. I'm happy to write the check.
And that's what, like, with my I just had my second kid's first birthday, and I'm just like, he already has toys because
I said I'm not getting her a toy. I'm sorry. I'm giving them a card to mom and dad, and she can spend it on whatever she wants.
By the way, I meant to text you. I actually loved that. Like, that was the sweetest thing ever.
He doesn't need it. It's not for him. It's for you.
That was the sweetest thing ever. And honestly, that's a great idea. Like, even for like baby showers, like I make sure
get yourself something.
Yeah, I have a for mom section because it's just like, you do understand that like you're birthing this child, so like make sure that you have the items that you need to like feel good after. And that's what I find myself like. One of our friends are pregnant, and I got with her to make like help her with her registry, and then also make my registry. Hers is like 100 and something items. Mine was like 6. And it's like literally diapers, wipes, formula.
And like then, maybe some gender neutral outfits, and call it a day.
And that's what, like, I put a gift card because I'm just like, okay, like, if it's a boy, I can use that towards just diapers and wipes. If it's a girl, then I can actually buy my kid stuff, because with my first and second, I was given all these clothes, which I'm so thankful for. But like, I never buy them actual outfits, so I'm excited that I might be able to actually shop for this baby. So that's nice, but I just make sure that for this for mom area on my baby list, like, I have a lot I myself.
Yes, as you should.
So I'm like, it's
they
my
don't
last
need anything.
Pregnancy. Like,
you're like, I want the ice roller. I want all the lip glosses. I want the fuzzy
all
socks.
The self-care stuff.
I want a gouache. Yeah, all the things. There is something to. Like, obviously you don't want to like neglect other babies, and like if you have multiple whatever, they're all important, and you want every birthday to feel special.
They have what they need.
You just don't. It's just unnecessary, and then it's a waste of money, and then there's something worse than like, I get a toy and then it's like, it's unnecessary, and then you have it at the house and it's like, just get rid of it, and then it's like a waste, and it's like, you know what you need more than I do. Happy to contribute. However, if you need something, you let me know. Specifically, I'm happy to get it. Send me the link. Other than that, I'm doing my best. I'm sorry. There's so much validity in that. This was such a breath of fresh air. I think there's so much scary that comes around motherhood, and we've talked about this before, and it's so fun I love moms. Seriously. I think they are the coolest. I think moms, I have so much admiration. I have so much respect for all moms. Adoptive, birthing moms, C-section, vaginal, like all of the things. It's so freaking cool. Like, women are just the shit, and you are the shit, and it's so cool to watch. And I just wanted to give you the chance to, share some of this and give insight and show that it doesn't always have to be scary, and the realness that comes with, losing yourself and finding yourself, and how that version of you at 25 is just never going to be the same, but you probably wouldn't change it for anything, and how beautiful that is. And this is just so great. Do you have any final words for anyone who maybe is a bit apprehensive or wants to start sharing like mommy content online, but maybe gets nervous or just is feeling apprehensive about this chapter? Do you have any kind of last words other than obviously giving yourself grace, but any sort of like, you can do it, or any final thoughts on the matter?
I just feel like women were just made to be moms, and being a mom, or like being called a mom, is like the best title. Like, I'm honored to even be able to like call myself a mother. And so whatever your journey looks like, it's your journey, and it's beautiful. And it's going to happen the way that it's supposed to happen. And for anyone that wants to get started with like content, I would just be consistent and be yourself and be confident in that, because people just like that authentic self,
Absolutely.
you know? So I would just do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're going to do it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I cannot wait till the end of the summer for baby number 3 to be here. It's going to be so much fun. Mm-hmm. And it's such a special moment to kind of witness to, because you do kind of know this is the last of the babies. And it's cool to watch and know that this is the final piece of the puzzle, right? Like this is it.
I know.
It's so fun. So I'm very excited for you, obviously. And obviously, thank you for being here today and for chatting it up, of course.
I feel like I don't get to have conversations.
No, I know. This is really stimulating.
This was a breath of fresh air.
Yes. Even though obviously we talked about the babies the whole time, it is nice that you didn't have to like get anything for me or like wipe anything off my face. You know, we were just able to have
just an adult conversation.
Yes. Okay, so tell everyone where they can find you. Tell everyone TikTok, Instagram, all the things where they can find you, and plug yourself.
Okay. All my socials are at Nicole Lamia _. I honestly only really use Instagram and TikTok. I used to post on my YouTube channel. I want to get that back going again whenever I have like time capacity to do that. But yeah, you can find me there.
Yes. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here. This was so fun. And then this episode will definitely be out before you have the baby, but we'll keep everyone updated what the gender is, so everyone knows like what's going on. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you tune in to next week's episode as well, and we'll see you next time. Bye.